This time, on 5-minute rides, my 3 brother-in-laws and I have packed the bikes, swags and esky onto my new whip for a long-awaited weekend of camping and mountain biking in icy-cold Thredbo. At roughly 6 hours south of Sydney, Thredbo, for the most of the year, doesn't snow. So, the geniuses that run the place carved a bunch of flow trails into the side of Mt Kosciusko. For those that don't know, Kosciusko is the tallest mountain in the land down under. So, by the powers of deduction, these flow trails then should be the fastest place on 2 wheels on the Australian continent. With Friday as our travel day, the trip down is quite scenic, and it's worth a stop when you get to Jindy for a look over the lake. We've booked lift passes for Saturday, May 1st, which happens to be the last weekend of the mountain biking season, before they shut down and reopen for the snow. However, on arrival at Thredbo the next day, our trail plans were sent into a bit of a spin when we discovered that most of the park was closed off. With only one lift operating, Cannonball, an expert Black Diamond Trail, and Kosciusko Flow Trail and intermediate Blue Trail were all that were open to ride. Kosciusko Flow is a 5-kilometre downhill trail consisting of a mere 1 metre climb and a whopping 466 metre descent. The average time to ride this downhill trail is 13 minutes. To begin, this slippery gravel track, part of Cannonball, loops you onto the start of Kosciusko Flow Trail. It's immediately more interesting than I was expecting, with little rock garden features kicking things off. And without trying, the bike picks up speed, but feeling a little blind to the trail, I'm nervously hovering 2 fingers over the brake levers. It's all rollable with humps and berms, but there's clearly a level of wear and tear to the trails which I was not expecting from a park like this. But despite the ruts and lumps in some sections, it literally took no effort at all to generate speed, and the best way to get over the bumps was just to do it quickly. Now, this is only the 3rd time I've experienced a gravity park, so it's nice that they've put little rest areas in certain sections to give my aching hands a bit of a rest. While most of Kosciusko Flow is exactly that, designed for flow, there are definitely some fun features to handle along the way. Winding berms and even a few spots where you can get the wheels off the ground are just a few good examples. Along with a significant section of jumps that unfortunately my GoPro decided to crap itself on, like it knew it was about to have another spectacular crash on the last jump.
Oh, I'm alright.
Seems I'm 3 for 3 when it comes to gravity parks and copying a scrape. Back on the bike, the last leg of the trail finishes off with a bunch of tight turns in a final race to the bottom. So, what did I think of Thredbo? Well, I gotta say, it sucked that most of the trails were closed. We decided early on to stay away from Cannonball and rode Kosciusko Flow 3 times, so from a riding perspective, it was a bit of a letdown due to the lack of variety that was available. But something about Thredbo that makes it a nice place to ride compared with other places is the Thredbo village, where we were able to sit down to a pub lunch. Unfortunately, I thought the general facilities were terribly catered for with no free public showers. Since the guys and I were camping, we opted to pay the entry price to the Thredbo Leisure Centre for a hot shower at the end of the day, but for the cost of the lift passes, I really think basic shower facilities should be included. Will I go back to Thredbo next season? Maybe. I think I'd like to progress my downhill skills further before coming back. And if I do come back, it would have to be mid-season to ensure the rest of the trails are open too. And what about the camping? Well, mountain biking or no mountain biking, the guys and I had an absolute ball. With a good number of campsites in the area, I highly recommend camping if you're heading to Thredbo for a ride. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of 5 Minute Rides. If you've ridden the Kosciusko Flow Trail, let us know what you thought in the comments, and remember to like and subscribe for more 5 Minute Rides.